A delicious trip down memory lane, the best junk food from the 80s. Hello and welcome to Crazy Food History, where we explore the world of food and drink. So, foodie time travelers, are you ready to take a scrumptious blast to the past? We're talking Squeeze-Its, Giggle cookies, and pudding pies, all the tasty treats that define the decade. Are you ready to relive those moments of pure bliss when we could indulge in our favorite treats without a care in the world? It's time to dust off those old cravings and sink our teeth into a world of nostalgia. So, let's take a delicious trip down memory lane and revisit the best junk foods from the 80s. Funny Feet Ice Cream. If there's one thing that the 80s were known for, it's the love of all things weird and wacky. And when it comes to strange food combinations, nothing quite compares to Funny Feet Ice Cream. The British treat featured strawberry-flavored ice cream in the shape of a foot stuck on a popsicle stick. It was an odd sight to say the least, but the taste was surprisingly delightful. It's true that Funny Feet were gone by the 1990s, but they returned in 2013 to the pleasure of the children of the 80s. It just goes to show that sometimes the weirdest food combinations are the ones we love the most. Squeeze-Its. Who could forget Squeeze-Its? These brightly colored bottles with a twist cap were a staple in lunchboxes across the country. And let's be honest, there was something satisfying about squeezing the bottle to extract the fruit-flavored juice. It was like a little burst of joy in your mouth. The flavors were so wild and wacky, from chucklin' cherry to grumpy grape, and we loved every single one of them. Even though Squeeze-Its disappeared for a while, they reappeared in 2006 to the delight of kids everywhere. Original New York Seltzer. Remember when sparkling water wasn't a trend, but original New York Seltzer was the only carbonated game in town? These mini glass bottles of colorless carbonated water were a staple of the 80s, with flavors like root beer, vanilla, and raspberry that tantalized our taste buds. It was the drink of choice for anyone looking for a refreshing and bubbly beverage that felt a bit more sophisticated than soda. Although it was discontinued, its cult following was enough to bring it back in 2015. And now, thanks to Amazon, you can pick up a bottle of original New York Seltzer and take yourself back to simpler times. Famous Amos. The famously crisp and chocolatey chocolate chip cookie was created by Wally Amos, who worked as a talent scout for the William Morris Agency before turning to baking full-time. The brand he founded didn't become successful until the 1980s. Even though he no longer controls the company that bears his name, we can still find his cookies in supermarkets. Dr. Pepper Gum. Do you remember the unique and delicious taste of Dr. Pepper gum? This gum had a liquid filling that perfectly replicated the fruity and slightly spicy flavor of Dr. Pepper soda. It was the ultimate snack for those who couldn't get enough of this iconic soft drink. And let's not forget about the cool packaging featuring the classic Dr. Pepper logo and colors. While the gum may no longer be available on store shelves, it's still possible to find vintage packs online. Hostess Pudding Pies. Hostess Pudding Pies, the sweet and creamy snack that brought joy to so many kids of the 80s. These little pies were like a mini Boston cream pie, but with a chocolate-covered crust that made them even more irresistible. They were the perfect treat to sneak into your lunchbox or to enjoy while watching your favorite Saturday morning cartoons. And let's not forget about those classic Hostess commercials featuring the lovable Twinkie the Kid. Who knew a cream-filled sponge cake could be so entertaining? Fat Frog Ice Cream. Who remembers running after the ice cream truck hoping to score a fat frog? This nostalgic frozen treat was a hit among kids with its lime-flavored ice cream shaped like a frog and coated in a gummy candy. It was a perfect combination of sweet and sour, and it made us feel like we were getting away with something naughty. Plus, who could resist the fun of biting off the frog's head? Looking back, we might wonder why we ever thought it was a good idea to eat a frozen gummy, but at that time, fat frogs were the epitome of cool. Dixie Snack Crackers. Look no further than Dixie Snack Crackers for a snack that is both nostalgic and delicious. These chicken-flavored crackers were a hit in the 80s, and for good reason. They were shaped like mini drumsticks. It was like having a bucket of KFC right in the palm of your hand, minus the grease and calories. And let's be real, who didn't want to feel like they were chowing down on some fried chicken while snacking on these crackers? Smurf Berry Crunch cereal. If you were a kid in that era, you probably grew up watching the Smurfs. And what could be more nostalgic than enjoying a bowl of Smurf Berry Crunch cereal while watching those little blue creatures on TV? This colorful cereal from Post wasn't blue like you might expect, but rather a mixture of red and purple. It was the perfect combination of sweet and crunchy, and it was a hit among kids. Eventually, it was replaced by Smurf Magic Berries, which had star-shaped marshmallows in it. But for those of us who remember the original Smurf Berry Crunch, nothing can quite compare. Keebler Fudge Magic Middles. Ah, the Keebler elves. These mischievous little guys were known for baking up some seriously delicious treats, including the Fudge Magic Middles. These cookies were a true masterpiece, a shortbread exterior with a soft and fudgy chocolate filling. It was like biting into a tiny piece of heaven. And let's be honest, who didn't love the idea of little elves baking cookies in a tree? It was pure childhood magic. Giggles Cookies. Giggles cookies are a true blast from the past. These cookies made by Nabisco were similar to Oreos but with a twist. Each cookie had a terrifying face on it, which made them both fun and a little creepy to eat. The sandwich cookies had both fudge and vanilla cream fillings, making for a deliciously sweet treat. While Giggles cookies may not be as popular today, they will always hold a special place in the hearts of those who remember the thrill of eating a cookie with a scary face on it. Ranch dressing. Ranch dressing is an undeniable classic when it comes to 80s junk food. Originally created in the 1950s by Hidden Valley Ranch, it wasn't until the 80s when it really took off. In 1983, a new shelf-stable recipe was developed, and the iconic bottle we know and love, or love to hate in some cases, was born. Suddenly, ranch dressing was everywhere, from topping salads to coating chicken to being used as a dip for pizza. Its creamy and tangy flavor quickly became a favorite among kids and adults alike, and it remains a popular condiment to this day. Ranch dressing truly stands the test of time. Triple Power Push Pops. If you liked Push Pops, you might recall the Triple Power Push Pops. These gigantic lollipops come in a cylindrical tube, each with 3 flavors. The nicest thing was that you could put the lollipop back into the tube and preserve it for later. These lollipops were the ideal treat for kids in the 1980s, and their distinctive design set them apart from other lollipops on the market. Triple Power Push Pops are the ideal sweet treat for any occasion, with varieties like strawberry, watermelon, and blue raspberry. Sliced soda. No trip down memory lane would be complete without a refreshing can of sliced soda. This fruity soft drink was introduced in the 80s as a rival to the popular soda Fanta. Slice was available in a variety of flavors including orange, grape, lemon lime, and apple. The sweet and tangy taste of Slice made it a hit among kids and adults alike. And who could forget the catchy commercials featuring the Slice guys and their colorful personalities? While Slice is no longer as popular as it once was, it will always have a special place in the hearts and taste buds of those who grew up in the 1980s. And there you have it, folks. We've taken a scrumptious trip down memory lane, reliving the epic flavors and crazy food trends of the 80s. Thanks for watching this mouth-watering journey through the 80s, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what other food-related topics you would like us to cover.